As crocheters, we get a little giddy when someone from our world, someone who truly understands what it's like to crochet, creates a yarn of their own. But just because a yarn is made by an influencer doesn't mean it's right for every crocheter. And with so many new yarns hitting the shelves, I had to wonder, are they actually any good, or are we getting swept up in the hype? So today I'm reviewing 4 different yarns from some of the most beloved names in the crochet community, like Sarah-Jayne from Bella Coco Crochet, Schenkel from Pica Pau, Crystal from Bag-O-Day Crochet, and Toni of TL YarnCrafts. I'll be giving my honest opinion about each one of these yarns, what I love, what I don't love, and whether or not I think they're worth the hype. Now, I test a lot of yarn, and at this point, it's kind of part of my job, and honestly, it's one of my favorite things to do. I'm always curious to see how a yarn behaves. Does it split? Does it frog well? How does it feel in your hands when you're actually crocheting? So when I saw that some of the biggest names in the crochet community had come out with their own yarn brands, you know I had to try them. And influencer yarns aren't exactly a new thing. If you've been crocheting for any time at all, you have probably seen or used the brand Vanna's Choice. Yes, that Vanna White. She's best known as the letter-turning icon from the game show Wheel of Fortune. That was one of my grandmother's favorite shows. I grew up watching Vanna White turn all those letters. But she's also a lifelong crocheter who partnered up with Lion Brand decades ago to create a yarn brand of her own.
I'm doing it all the time. I never stop crocheting. I've been doing it for, gosh, since I was 5 years old.
Vanna's Choice was kind of the original influencer yarn. This was well before you could follow designers on YouTube or Instagram or any of the other social media platforms. It was affordable, it was easy to find in big box craft stores, and it came in so many different colors, and it's still around today. So all that to say, influencer yarns have come a long way, and I'm really curious to see how this new generation stacks up. The first yarn we're testing is from none other than Sarah-Jayne from Bella Coco Crochet. She probably doesn't even need an introduction. She's one of the most popular crochet educators and designers out there. With over 1.7 million YouTube subscribers, she has taught countless people how to crochet with her signature calm and friendly style. And if that wasn't enough, she is also a published author with the book You Can Crochet with Bella Coco, and she also has a crochet stitch card deck. And now she's officially entered the yarn world with her first collection, Bella Coco Merino, in collaboration with Hobie. This yarn was specifically made for crocheters in mind, and this is what is getting me so excited to try this yarn, and it's because it's a Z twist yarn. Now, what's really crazy about this is that I just learned the difference between S and Z twist yarns, and I actually talked about it in a very recent video, so this is actually super exciting to me. And if you don't know the difference between S and Z twist yarns, I will give you the little Cliff Notes version. Most commercially made yarns are made with an S twist, and they are made with right-handed knitters in mind, not crocheters. Now, what can happen if you're a right-handed crocheter using an S twist yarn is that the way we naturally yarn over and pull the yarn through can actually cause that S twist to untwist, resulting in yarns that split. Now, if you are a left-handed crocheter, S twist yarns are actually going to be great for you. Woohoo! So before we open it, I want to share a little bit about the features of this yarn. This is a sport weight 100% superwash merino. In the collection, it contains 30 curated shades and 5 striking prints. And each family contains a pastel, a mid-tone, and a bright. So everything is meant to coordinate beautifully. The palette feels modern, playful, and very Bella Coco. Now, this is the most important information. This yarn does not come out officially until July 31st of 2025. And if you're interested at all in getting this yarn for yourself, make sure to get on the Hobie email list and follow Bella Coco on Instagram, because I have a feeling that it's going to sell out fast. Now, this is the bag that Hobie sent me. It's a lot of yarn in here. Oh my goodness. So let me stop talking and let's open it up. Aww. That's a lot of yarn. First things first, look at all of these gorgeous colors. My first impression is that I can definitely tell that this is a Bella Coco yarn. You can see the influence of her color style. I also love how this yarn just feels in my hand as I'm holding it. It feels very soft. It is a 100% merino wool, but it doesn't feel scratchy at all, and it just has that wonderful squish to it. I love a squishy yarn. I also really love that the colors that I have really go together. You could choose 3 or 4 colors or 2 colors and they're all just going to work. I really appreciate that. As somebody who kind of struggles choosing colors, I like it when experts help you out. The recommended crochet hook size is a 4.5 millimeters, so let's test it out. The first thing I noticed on the ball band is that it's OECO-TEX certified, and that means it has been tested for harmful chemicals, which I really love. It has a really pretty ball band. I do love that, and I also love that you can see the information very well. It's very clear and it's big enough that I can see it. But let's give this yarn a test. This yarn does not split at all, not even a little bit. I think a lot of crocheters are going to appreciate that. It feels really soft working with it. It feels so nice in my hands. I also really like that there's a lot of stitch definition, and that's not always the case when you're working with a wool yarn. It also has some stretch, and this is going to be so nice for garments. Oh my goodness, I'm already dreaming about the granny square cardigan I could make with this. The one thing I forgot to do was to see how the yarn frogs. Oh, it is like butter. Oh my goodness, look at that. Hi, it's me from the future. I ended up deciding yesterday after I filmed the video and did those teeny tiny little samples that I had not worked up a big enough sample to give an opinion. So I went through and I made larger samples of each one of the yarns, and I will say that it didn't change my opinion, but I am going to show them throughout the video, and this is the one for the Bella Coco Merino. So I think it's pretty obvious as I gushed and gushed about this yarn that Sarah-Jayne hit it out of the park with this collection. The colors are perfection. The feel of the yarn just makes you want to pick it up and work with it. I love that this yarn had a beautiful stitch definition and that it is so easy to frog. I can't stop looking at all these gorgeous colors and all the projects that are popping into my mind of how you could use this yarn, but really, this is a 10 out of 10 to me. This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Trying out yarns from crochet influencers is one of my new favorite things to do. Each one has its own personality, style, and possibilities. Some are bold, some are soft and subtle, but all of them reflect the creative vision of the person behind them. And that's how I feel about building a website with Squarespace. Whether you're designing your own patterns, launching a crochet blog, or you just want a cozy space on the internet to share your work, Squarespace gives you the tools to make it feel like you. Their templates are easy to use and beautifully designed, and you don't need to be tech savvy to get started. And with their new design intelligence tools, they make it simple to create something polished, personal, and totally professional. You can set up a shop for physical or digital products, start a newsletter, write blog posts, and manage everything: inventory, shipping and payments, even Apple Pay, Afterpay, Klarna, and more, all in one place. So if you've been thinking about turning your passion for crochet into something bigger, or you just want a cozy space online to call your own, head to squarespace.com/Elise Rose Crochet to get a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use the code Elise Rose Crochet to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Next up is a brand new yarn from Mary Maxim in collaboration with one of the most popular YouTubers, Crystal from Bag-O-Day Crochet. She has millions and millions of views on YouTube, and she's one of the most beloved figures in the community. She's known for her no-nonsense honesty, her warm personality, and her seemingly endless stream of crochet patterns. And now she's teamed up with Mary Maxim to come out with her very own yarn, Bag-O-Day Crochet Tonal Hues. This is a worsted weight 100% premium acrylic yarn, and they come in 5.3 ounce cakes. It's described as a reverse ombre yarn, meaning that it goes from light to dark and then back again in one continuous strand. And here's the detail that really made me smile. Every single one of these colorways is named after Freddie Mercury from the band Queen. Crystal is a huge fan, maybe even the #1 fan of Queen of all time, and this yarn line has so many fun tributes. And when I looked at pictures of the yarn online, I saw on the ball band that there is a little crown, and that's also such a clever nod. I watched her introduction video to the whole yarn line, and she talked about the colorway live at Wembley. It's inspired by Freddie's iconic performance at Wembley in that bold yellow jacket, and I love that she's taking that inspiration from her own passion and putting it into this yarn line. Mary Maxim has also published exclusive patterns designed by Crystal that are really going to highlight these tonal hues of the yarn. Each skein is priced at $6.99, so let's check them out. I don't even remember what colors I ordered, so I can't wait to see what's in here. Ooh. Oh, I got live at Wembley. The first thing that I'm noticing right away is that these colors are vibrant. Wow. And I'm not even joking when I say that this is one of the softest yarns I have ever put my hands on before. We're starting off strong. Oh my gosh, look at those colors. This is also an anti-pilling acrylic, which is really nice. The ball band recommends a 5mm crochet hook, and I am really excited to test this one out. Oh, that was so easy to find the center pull. Oh my goodness. Right off the bat, I just love how this yarn feels in my hands. This purple color is absolutely gorgeous. Wow. I had a feeling I was going to like this yarn just based on the fact that Crystal was the one who put it out. But to be honest, I did not think that I was going to love it. And this is absolutely incredible. I'm already giving it away. I'm not even leaving it as a surprise. Wow, 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 wow. I'm already thinking about how gorgeous a ripple granny square blanket would be with this yarn. Oh my goodness. I could see making so many blankets with this yarn. This is incredibly soft. If you've never used a premium acrylic yarn, you may not even realize how different it really can be, because this is just amazing. But let's see how it frogs. Like a dream, like a dream. Wow, I was genuinely so impressed with this yarn. I can tell that a lot of thought, a lot of planning, a lot of attention to detail went into creating this yarn, because it was made with a crocheter in mind. This is made for people to actually use. And I am so excited about this yarn. I think that this is going to be very, very popular, because once people get their hands on this and see how beautiful the colors are in person, I hope that you can see them on camera, but I have a feeling it's not going to do it justice. But also the feel of this yarn. This is going to be one of those yarns that feels completely addictive. You want to pick up your project because of how it feels. But I've got to give this one a 10 out of 10. Crystal hit this one out of the park as well. You're gonna love this yarn. I am so excited about this next yarn, and I'm feeling weirdly emotional about it. But I will say that without this particular crochet designer, I'm not sure that I would be sitting here in front of you right now, because her designs are what really got me to fall in love with crochet, specifically amigurumi. I've been a huge fan of this person ever since I came across her amigurumi design book back in January of 2018. I still remember the moment that I saw the cover of the book and I instantly fell in love with Victor Frog. And I learned in that moment, oh my gosh, why am I getting emotional about this? Oh my goodness, but I fell in love with the whole world of animal friends of Pika Pau. So when I heard that Schenkel had come out with her own yarn line, I knew that I had to get it for myself. Now, anytime I say her name, I instantly think about the time that I interviewed my husband and he got her name completely wrong. Who designed this amigurumi duck?
That's Schenkel, right?
Schenkel.
Schenkel, whatever.
From Animal Friends.
Pika Pau.
Pika Pau.
That's
yes.
Pika Pau.
Not only is she an incredible toy designer, but her eye for color is something I so admire. This yarn is called Pica Pau Cotton 87 and it was designed with amigurumi makers in mind. It's a 100% combed cotton and it comes in an incredibly beautiful color palette. I've talked about combed cottons before, but basically it goes through a process to create an incredibly smooth, soft cotton. Every color was hand-picked by Jan to reflect the tones that she uses in her designs in her books. And from what I read, this yarn is supposed to really hold its shape without making the toy feel stiff. And while it was designed with amigurumi makers in mind, it's supposedly versatile enough for other projects. But also, it's Oeco-Tex certified, which is a wonderful thing, and it's $4 per skein. I just want to quit talking and I'm ready to open this. Let's go. Let me stop babbling. Ooh. Ah! Ooh. Ooh. It already has my favorite feature, the Easy Start tab. Oh my goodness, these colors. Wow, 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 wow. Well, I'm not going to be able to hold them all. I already love the ball band. I love that it's got the Pika Pau in the same font and it just feels very Pika Pau-ish to me. And these colors, oh my goodness, I just love them so much. Hobbii is amazing because they do have this easy start tab with many of their yarns and it makes the center pull so easy. And I don't know why every single yarn in the entire world doesn't come with this because it just makes life so much easier. I don't think I mentioned this, but this is a number 3 lightweight, like a DK weight yarn, and they're recommending a 5mm crochet hook. So honestly, that's not the size crochet hook I would use for amigurumi, but I'll use it just to test it out today. The yarn feels so soft. Love that easy start tab. This just is gliding through my hands. And if you've ever been here before, you know that I don't really use a lot of 100% cottons because they can be pretty tough on my joints. And if they're a stiff cotton, I especially don't like them, but this is not a stiff cotton at all. And the stitch definition already, I mean, you could just see those stitches. It's amazing. I love this burnt orange, this kind of corally color. That stitch definition is just incredible. Wow. And it really is soft. This yarn totally impressed me, but I'm not surprised. I have been such a big fan of Schenkel for a long time now, and her attention to detail in every single thing that she does is evident with this yarn as well. From the yarn label to the feel of the cotton to these colors, everything is perfection. This yarn gets a 10 out of 10 for me. Wow. I think amigurumi makers are going to love this yarn, but I also would love to make a sweet little baby blanket with this. I mean, how amazing would that be to make an amigurumi toy and then a matching blanket? I'm impressed. Honestly, I don't know why this is making me so emotional. I'm just like looking at the yarns and I think it represents a lot of my own journey and my love for all things crocheted toys. I honestly almost feel like Jan is a friend. I don't even know her. We've messaged a couple of times on Instagram, but it makes me feel proud. As an amigurumi maker, I'm just proud of her. My hormones are a mess, aren't they? But I think you're gonna love this yarn. I really do. Okay, I pulled myself together and now we're going to talk about one of my favorite crochet designers who actually has 2 different yarn collections. And if you have been around my channel for any length of time, you already know that I am a huge fan of Toni of TL YarnCrafts. In my humble opinion, she's one of the best crochet designers out there. Her patterns are always beautiful and thoughtful, but they also make you feel like you could tackle something new. A while ago, maybe last year, it might have even been the year before, she came out with a yarn in collaboration with Hobbii, and it's called Happy Place. It's a DK weight, 50% cotton, 50% merino wool blend. It comes in solid and melange colors. I ended up crocheting 3 different baby blankets with it, 2 rectangle grannies and one of her patterns, and I fell in love with this yarn. It is so beautiful, it's so soft, it was just a joy to work with. But then she came out with her second yarn, and this is Happy Place Apricity. This is 65% alpaca, 28% polyamide, and 7% merino wool. And this is called a blown yarn. And basically what that means is that there is a polyamide mesh tube, and they blow the alpaca and wool fibers inside the tube. And what it does is it creates this gorgeous yarn that is so light, it's so fluffy, it's so squishy. It comes in 25 gorgeous shades, and I have to say that these colors are absolutely stunning. The yarn label recommends a 10mm crochet hook, and that is just a crochet hook size that I really don't have. I don't have a lot of bigger sizes, but I do have an 8mm, and I think it'll work just for the test. I think I forgot to mention that this is a number 6 bulky weight yarn, and look at all that squish. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. That center pull wasn't so hard to find. And you can see that little polyamide mesh tube there, and see all the little fibers poking out. It's that beautiful little halo. This feels like crocheting with a cloud. Oh my goodness. It's so soft. I'm impressed with the stitch definition of this yarn. I didn't think it would have much, but actually you can see those stitches, and it's so beautiful, and it just feels so squishy. 10 out of 10. No surprises here. I knew that this was going to be an amazing yarn because I have never seen Toni put something out into the world with her name on it that isn't at the highest level. I could see making a big chunky scarf or a super trendy cardigan with this yarn. I just think that this is going to appeal to a lot of people, and that alpaca is going to feel so good against your skin. I've been thinking about why are these yarns all so amazing, because I do lots of yarn reviews, and I have yet to find a collection where I thought, wow, these are all 10 out of 10s, amazing yarns. And I really think that this comes down to when a designer or a craft influencer comes out with a product that has their name on it, they want to make sure that this is the best it can be. Because number one, they're crocheters and they know yarn in and out. They've worked with enough yarns to know what makes a good yarn and what makes a not so good yarn. And I was thinking about how I tried the Pioneer Woman yarn maybe last year, and how absolutely dreadful that yarn is. I was appalled at how bad it was, and it just goes to show that I have a feeling that Ree Drummond is not a crocheter, and it's obvious because her yarn was horrible. It was one of the worst yarns I have ever worked with, ever. I really, really disliked it. And when you compare that to each one of these 4 yarns that are put out from real crochet designers, real crochet influencers, and I can see how much it meant to them that these yarns were of the highest quality for us. So I hope you enjoyed this review of these 4 gorgeous yarns, and please forgive me for my feeling super emotional. I'm in that stage of life where my hormones are very, very wonky, but I also hope that it conveyed how impressed I am with each one of these yarns and each one of the women that they represent. But I hope you have a great rest of your week. Stay safe and happy stitching.